Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name's Katie. Today I've got an unboxing of 3 recent new releases from Diamond Art Club. These are belated sneak peeks that all arrived at once yesterday, and I thought we could just do one big kind of combo video to take a look at these. If you're only interested in seeing a specific kit, I'll add some timestamps to the description box of this video so you can skip ahead. I am going to cover the basics like the toolkit and kit features and everything just on the first kit we're going to look at, which is going to be Sif over here by ChrissaBug. So if you're newer to this company and wanting to get a more in-depth look at what they have to offer with their kits, do stick around for at least that part of that kit's unboxing. I'm going to kind of gloss over it for the other two just for sake of time and all of our sanity, I think. So that being said, first we're going to take a look at Sif by ChrissaBug, then we're going to look at DragonLand by Scot Howden, and then Trellis Inn by Randal Spangler. Now, Sif is the only one of these 3 that is currently still in stock as of the time of me filming this video. That said, I'll have all 3 of these linked below, and if you're hoping to get your hands on either DragonLand and or Trellis Inn, you can click in and sign up for back in stock notification emails, which I highly recommend doing, because my understanding is that Diamond Art Club takes into account the numbers of people that sign up for those restock notifications or add things to their wish list. So highly recommend doing that for sure. That said, let's start with Sif. I'm going to move these other boxes out of the way so we have some room to work. And of these 3, Sif is my favorite. I'm a huge sucker for ChrissaBug's mythological characters, and we have another amazing Norse goddess in this particular kit. So I'll get you a better look at the original artwork when we open this up, but this is going to be 22 by 31 inches or 55.8 by 78.7 centimeters. Noticing there's a slight buckle to the box, and I'm kind of curious to see. It looks like maybe this got pushed, like crumpled on the canvas or something. I'll see if I can fix that when I open it up. But anyway, on the box, yeah, it tells you the size. This is going to have square drills. All these kits will. They all have this blue branding. Colors. We've got 79 colors, including 4 ABs and 3 fairy dust, and a total of around 70,000 diamonds in this kit. How to diamond paint info on the back. If you are new to the craft, I'll also have some beginner videos linked below in the description that you can check out. And then kit contents, we're going to go over all that. They also do put the kit, like a sticker with the name and everything at the bottom. This is purely practical, I feel like, because if you're like me and you store your diamond paintings on their side, stacked on top of each other, it's really easy to then tell what kit it is instead of having to pull the whole box out. Now, if you're brand new to Diamond Art Club, thinking of making your very first purchase of a kit like this one, I do have a 20% off discount code you can use. It is my name, Katie, K-A-T-I-E, and the number 20. That does save you 20% off your first purchase, like I said, and it is an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. That said, there's no pressure, but thank you so much if you do. Yeah, that was crammed in there. I'm gonna see if I can do a little better when I pack that back up. Okay, let's take a look. Like I said, we're just gonna look at the toolkit for this first kit, and then we're gonna skim right past it for the others. Toolkit. Diamond Art Club's toolkits, I feel like they are pretty solid. It's got some nice upgrades from your run-of-the-mill diamond painting toolkit, really even starting with just the pen. Kind of get everything ready to go here. So we have a pen that has more to it than just a stick thin pink pen that often comes with basic toolkits. These are more ergonomic, more comfortable to hold. They also come preloaded with a clear wax, and you just twist it to have the wax start coming out the end. If you run out of the wax, it's already loaded in there. If you twist it the opposite direction, you can then turn around and load more wax in there. They give you a whole extra square of the clear wax. They also give you some of their classic pink heart wax, and this works just as well. Do we not get a, oh, that's different. Okay, so normally, that was a mistake. Normally they also include another kind of multi-placer that'll be in the tray. I'm sure if I really needed one, I could contact support, but 99.9% of the time your toolkit's going to come totally complete, and I'm not worried about it for myself at least, because I have plenty of these toolkits running around. But it comes with a 4-placer in the pen, and normally the toolkit also comes with a plastic 7-placer. You can swap these out. They also fit the metal multi-placers Diamond Art Club sells on the website. Just make sure you're getting the ones that are push-in and not threaded screw-in ones. Got more baggies to store your leftover diamonds in, and then we have the tray. This is my favorite of their toolkit upgrades. I like how much bigger these are than a standard tray. They're really generous for a basic tray that's going to come with all your kits. You can accumulate these and use them to like kit up into if you want. Removable stopper, lots of space in there to multi-place and put plenty of diamonds in, and then a sliding lid as well, and you can stack these on top of each other. There's cutouts there. So that is the toolkit. And then in here, we're gonna have a treasure quest card and some stickers. So let's see what our treasure quest card is gonna be for this one. Looks like we have bronze. Now, treasure quest cards are part of a secondary rewards program. They're also pretty collectible. So you got the original artwork and everything. And then each of these cards has a rank. Bronze is by far the most common. It's going to be the vast majority of what you get with your kits. But if you got or are getting Sif, there's also a chance it could come with silver, gold, or black, though those are more rare. There's a redemption code here on the back that when you scratch this off and you have various combinations of the different ranks of cards, you can redeem them for things like gift cards or even a custom diamond painting. Those take a little while to accumulate though. Now on the inside of this envelope, there's some handy info, including a QR code to join their Facebook group once you've made your first purchase. There's also a QR code that takes you to their mobile app, and you do get 20% off your first app purchase as well. Then we have a set of stickers. Here's a look at that original artwork that I promised earlier. I love ChrissaBug's artwork so much. Oh my gosh. And I just love how she does a lot of unique goddesses and gods. It's not just the really well-known ones. Like, yes, Aphrodite is wonderful and all Hades and Persephone, of course, we love it. But getting to see some lesser-known mythological characters like Sif from Norse mythology is a real treat. Then we have a set of pre-cut sticker labels. This kit's going to have 79 colors, like I mentioned. The DMC code is the code you see in the right-hand column. Most diamond painting companies use this color code system. It comes from the DMC brand of floss, like in cross stitch. Diamond Art Club puts their special drills at the end. Z is going to be fairy dust. AB, those are going to be our ABs. And we'll go over those special drills when we're looking at the diamonds in a little bit. And I also just wanted to quickly point out their 6000s range colors. These are not colors that are part of the DMC color code system. Rather, they are codes that Diamond Art Club has created to fill gaps in the DMC color code system. Since Diamond Art Club makes all their diamonds in-house, they're able to create colors to fill those gaps, and it really just lets them match the original artwork that much more closely, especially with color families that can otherwise be kind of limited, like browns, blues, sometimes like grays and purples. Those can be a little bit limited. I gotta let my dog in, hold on. I swear my pets always know when I start filming, and that's when they're like, Mom, what can we do? Can we play? Can we eat? Can we snack? Can we go in? Can we go out? Anyway, let's look at this kit together. Unrolling this beauty, starting from the top. Oh my gosh, look at her hair. It looks so good. I hope there's some pretty special drills in there. Move those drills out of the way. We'll look at those in a little bit, but here is this gorgeous piece. I love it. Oh, I cannot get enough of ChrissaBug's gorgeous artwork. It's just, Diamond Art Club does such a good job with it too. So that doesn't hurt either. I just want to pull this back a little bit and I'm going to lay it back down. That's going to kind of get rid of some of those. They look like creases in the canvas, but they are not. It's just where the plastic cover shifted, what was rolled around the drills, and that's just going to at least get rid of it at the top part. I'll do the bottom later. Let me take you through a Diamond Art Club canvas if you're newer to the company, so you kind of get a sense for what they've got to offer. Branding at the top, scalloped and poked edges, so you shouldn't have to worry about fraying. I like their canvas material a lot, generally speaking. It is really soft on the back, which is nice, but more importantly, it lays flat well. It holds drills well. It is nice to diamond paint on. Like, those are the things I'm really looking for in a diamond painting canvas. We've got poured glue, pretty darn sticky, and a thick plastic cover with perforated sections that you can see the edges of thanks to the lines that are printed on the top of the plastic cover there. So if you like having those pre-designated areas to work within, there you go. We've got a legend at the top left, as well as over at the bottom right, though with this many colors, it's going to take up quite a bit of the canvas. Then we have the thumbnail, title, size, and copyright. So copyright, what that means is that this piece is legally licensed. ChrissaBug has both given permission to Diamond Art Club to use this artwork as a diamond painting and is being compensated for it as well. This is the case with all of DAC's pieces. We have their socials and another discount code, and your kit does come with a lifetime warranty. As long as you're the original owner and purchaser of your kit, you're covered under that lifetime warranty. This includes things like if you were to run out of drill color, you can contact customer support and they'll take it from there. They have all the details, I think, on the website. Now let's think and take a look about color blocking versus confetti in this kit. This looks like it's actually going to be a pretty confetti heavy kit. Confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area, which I'm seeing a lot of. There's a ton of detail in her hair, in her outfit. So you're going to be doing more single placing and changing the color out in your tray more often. The opposite of confetti is color blocking. There did seem to be a little bit in the background. I'll get you a better example soon, but no, this is absolutely a confetti heavy kit. This has an amazing level of detail though that I think confetti is right for it. Color blocking, here's kind of a small example of it. You see how we have a bunch of the same symbol right here. Color blocking, you'll be able to use a multi-placer and you'll have that color in your tray for longer. Oh, here's an even better example. So a block of color, sometimes literally. But overall, no, this is definitely, I think, a bit more confetti heavy than your typical ChrissaBug canvas from DAC, which I've done several of. And I really trust their rendering process with her artwork because I have been really happy with how they've turned out. If I am able to, if I remember, I will link to some post reviews I've done of her artwork from DAC down below if you want to get a sense for how it tends to look completed. We are true to size on this one. Let's get a look at these diamonds now together. There's a pack of drills. There's a sticker on here that tells you what kit these go with, just in case you store these separate from each other. I see a loose drill and I don't like that. Everyone do me a favor. Cross your fingers that that was a fluke. I really hope we're not going to open up this and see an open bag of diamonds. Okay, I only saw the one loose drill. Maybe we're okay. All right. Let's find out. I'm watching to see if any others fall. There's just that one. Okay. There's our drills. Let's go ahead and go through these and give a shout if you see any drills start flying. All right, so we've got DMC codes printed on these. They're going to go roughly in order of weight. They're not in DMC order. That's really fine with me just because of how I like to kit up my diamonds, but it's, I know, not necessarily everyone's preference, but there will be some colors that you have multiple bags of, like 823 we had several bags of. And yeah, this is going to have lots of dark blues and browns from the backgrounds and whatnot. Now, Diamond Art Club square drills, in my opinion, they're some of the best on the market. Hold that thought because we have our first special drill here. Z3823. We have 2 bags of this fairy dust color. Fairy dust diamonds have what looks like a fine glitter coating on the top. It gives it a pearlescent sheen, and these are going to have a subtle effect compared to ABs, which are the other special drill type in this kit. So these are my favorite kind of special drill though. I do like these a lot. Diamond Art Club square drills, like I started to say, I think that they're some of the best on the market. They tend to be very, very consistent in terms of size and shape. I tend to find them to be really minimal in terms of the amount of trash that's in them. Trash drills are drills that are basically unusable for whatever reason. Here's our next special drill, Z927. Oh, I really like that. It's like a pale grayish green. Ah, that's a really pretty fairy dust color. I really like that a lot. You can see the fairy dust coating a little bit better on this one. Anyway, trash drills include ones that have tabs sticking off the side or maybe are not as consistent in terms of size and shape. Hold that thought again. We have our first AB, AB807. Now AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These get their name from the Northern Lights. They have a really sparkly iridescent coating on the top that's going to grab your eye and draw it to the areas that has been charted. So definitely going to stand out more than fairy dust diamonds are. Now, trash drills really make a difference when it comes to square drill paintings because the drills sit right up next to each other on all sides. Here's our next AB. One of these times I'll get momentum. I never know where in the strands of special drills are going to be. Anyway, AB 5200. And then we have another fairy dust, Z3766. A pretty blue fairy dust with a couple of stragglers in there. And then I see our next AB is AB 3078. It's a pale yellow. But yes, Diamond Art Club square drills tend to be very consistent in terms of size and shape. And tend to be really minimal in terms of, they don't really usually have lots of tabs sticking off the side or otherwise be unusable. I think this is our last AB 947. It's kind of burnt orange AB. That's like Taylor Swift Life of a Showgirl AB. Orange rather. Yes. I'm a little bit of a Swiftie. And okay, I wasn't sure if we had another fairy dust. We do not. We are getting to the end here, and that was all of our special drills. Give me just a quick moment because this is so confetti heavy. It is going to take me a minute to look and find where some of these special drills go. So I'm going to do that ahead of you, and I'll be right back. So just as a reminder, for fairy dust, we had that ivory fairy dust that we had 2 big bags of. We had a blue fairy dust and a grayish green fairy dust. Then we had a white AB, pale yellow AB, burnt orange AB, and a blue AB. So let's start down here at the bottom with first that ivory fairy dust color is going to be, there's this kind of light, well, ivory color that is in the, I think this is her hair that's all the way down here. And it's these light kind of highlighting colors all throughout her hair, including as we go up. And it's this lighter yellow color down here and here. There's also a bit of it over here. I think this is more part of, I don't know if this is her hair or more part of her outfit, but there's the pale grayish green fairy dust in there as well. There's more of the pale grayish green fairy dust here, and then this light color right here and there. And then we have in her spear, the white color is all white AB. Then we have some of the ivory fairy dust and some of these kind of light yellow lines here. And then we also have some of the blue fairy dust. This is a light blue color down here at the tip of her spear and right up through here. And then I think that's kind of it for this bottom third. Moving up, so these light gray areas here in her outfit, that's that light grayish green fairy dust color. And then we have more of that grayish green fairy dust here as well as there. And then we have the first that I'm pointing out of the light yellow AB. It's this light yellow color over here, this highlighting bit. Then we have a bunch of the ivory fairy dust in here, and hopping back over this way into her hair, we have a bunch of the ivory fairy dust and the light colors of her hair here and all throughout here. We're also going to have more of the blue fairy dust in this ribbon that kind of ties around her spear. It's that light blue color going all the way up. And then the next brightest blue color that stands out is going to be our blue AB. So those 2 blue special drills are going to be all throughout this blue color in her ribbon here and as we get further up as well. The white you see in her sleeve right here is all white AB, and of course we have more of the ivory fairy dust and some of these light colors. And here in this braid of hers, we have more of the ivory fairy dust kind of going through here, and then we start getting some of the light yellow AB in the mix as well. There's a bright orange color in the ties in her hair right here. That's going to be the burnt orange AB, the first we're seeing of that. There's some of it in her necklace as well. Just taking a peek to see. There's a little bit of that grayish green fairy dust in this gray color in the ribbon here. And then the white here, I think this is also her sleeve, is white AB. In her hair up here, we have a ton of the ivory fairy dust is the lightest color you see all throughout her looping hair here. And then as we get over to her hair over here, we do have some of the light yellow AB in the mix there, and then a bunch of the ivory fairy dust all throughout these areas. And then a line of the white AB right there and more of the pale yellow AB right there. These little magic motes sprinkled in the background, that's a mix of the yellow and white ABs. And just checking real quick. My cat's coming to say hello. We'll see if he steps in frame. You want to come say hello? Mr. Skip, come here. He's like, nah. Only if it's my idea. Anyway, there's more blue special drills up here. The light blue color is the light blue fairy dust, and the next brightest blue color is going to be the blue AB. Yes, you are so handsome. I know. I will give you lots of attention later. That is cat owners, you know. Dog owners, frankly, you probably do too. I think that is really about it as far as our special drills go. As always, very likely that I missed some, but hopefully that gives you a good sense for it. My overall impression is that special drills in this one, like a lot of ChrissaBug's kits, they just really distribute them all throughout. ChrissaBug's artwork lends itself to a lot of different kinds of enhancements like that. And so the nice mix of fairy dust and ABs. Oh, hold on. I'd be remiss if I didn't go back to this. I think it does a really nice job. all the different special drills in this one. The burnt orange AB is in her headband. And then these orange, I think that's kind of, I don't know if that's part of the flowers or if that's a tie for her headband. And there's a little bit here. I think that's part of her sleeve or part of her hair, like a tie on her hair again. Anyway, I was like, I feel like there's something else, but that's the only other orange AB I see. So yes, I like what I'm seeing for special drills on this one. It is so tempting to have this one kitted up and ready to go for Fairy Tales and Folklore next month. If you want to find out more about that event, which will include all things mythology among other themes, I will link to an announcement video below. I'm co-hosting it with Kate from Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, aka Pixie Sticks, and we are incredibly excited for this event and hope you'll join us. So that said, that is... we're done with Sif. Like I said, this one is still available right now. I'll have it linked below. I'm going to take a moment to pack this up and grab DragonLand to share with you next. Next up, like I mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at DragonLand. The artist for this piece is Scot Howden, whose artwork I keep eyeing, and I think this is my first or second from him. I distinctly remember this artwork being in voting, and before you guys say it, if you're a regular viewer of mine, I know that it's technically a landscape, okay? I remain convinced that there are certain landscapes that will fix me, and I swear to you that this is one of them. I love all things dragons, and I really am a sucker for things. I don't know if these are technically cherry blossom trees, probably not, but like the pink trees and overall the color palette on this one, I am really enamored with, and I think that there's going to be some color blocking up here. We're going to give it a try because, like I said, I really do remember voting for this one and thinking this is really pretty. We'll see if it gets made. And it did, so here we are. I'm excited to actually look at the canvas and see how I feel once we look at it there. This is going to be a little bit bigger, 65 by 81.9 or 25.6 by 32.3 inches. 77 colors in this one, including 1 AB and 4 fairy dust, around 85,000 diamonds. Now, just a reminder that I am going to skim over some of the basics on this one, like what's on the outside of the package and whatnot. And if you want to see more on that, please go take a look at just the beginning of my unboxing of Sif before this one, and that will let you get a better look at things like the box and the toolkit. We're going to skip over that, and we're mostly just going to get to the good stuff in this one. Let's go ahead and pull this one out. I just realized sort of inadvertently, I'm going from smallest to largest in terms of canvas projects in this unboxing video. I started with Sif, which was the smallest, and then this one's a little bit bigger, and then the last one, Rose Trellis Inn, is even larger. Okay, toolkit. Skip that one, okay? And we are going to see what our treasure quest card is, though, because this is half the fun of these unboxings, is seeing what is our treasure quest card. We have another bronze. Again, this is the vast majority of what you're going to get, but you can still save these up to be a pretty collectible and use towards, I mean, you do need some bronze to put towards those rewards offers. Gonna take a quick look at the original artwork. It really is just so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, color palette, pale pastels. That's why this artist's work, I keep waiting to see which is the one that I'm going to work on, because this is very much my color palette, the pale muted tones. Special drills, we'll get a look at those, of course, and let's open up this canvas and see what these first impressions are going to be. Yours and mine. Now, this one is sold out, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts below. I know some of you have already gotten your hands on this one. I think maybe mine was my order. One of these kits held it up and it arrived a little bit later than maybe some of the others individually would have. What'd you guys think of this one? This is really pretty, okay? Pinks and mints. Even though I don't traditionally love working with greens on diamond paintings, I just look at this dragon, and there is color blocking up at the top. Okay. All right. I'll be sure to show you what I mean. See, when over a third of the kit is color blocking, that makes landscape seem a lot less intimidating to me. Okay, so all the features of the canvas went over in depth before, but again, just nice canvas material. We've got our sticky poured glue, all that good stuff, and thick plastic cover, legend, and all that. I do want to show you up close, at least so we can get a sense for color blocking and confetti, and you can see how this looks up close as well as further away. So taking a look down here, of course, with plants and flowers, you are typically looking at a good amount of confetti. There's some line blocking in the mix here. Am I trying to convince myself? Maybe a tiny bit. That's a lot of confetti, but it's not like, I'm trying to think. If you watched one of my mystery box unboxings, I won't name the kit specifically in case you're avoiding spoilers. It was from like a month ago, but there was a kit that was literally mostly a field of flowers, one of the most confetti heavy kits I feel like I've ever seen in my life. This is not anywhere near that level. But yes, the symbol printing is really clear. But yeah, the bottom half of this kit is confetti. Here's our dragon. Can I... have you guys ever done something so unhinged as to cut a canvas down to like crop out the part that you actually want to work on and make like a new framing out of it? I know some of you are probably like, that's sacrilegious. I never have, but I have been tempted. So color blocking up here at the top for sure. I can multi-place my way through these areas pretty quickly. I am convinced. This is really pretty. We shall see. Let's measure it as always. Either way, whether it's this kit or another one, I've got to work on one of this artist kits sometimes. I want to see what it's like to work with these color palettes. He does a lot of these pale pastels. He does a lot of fantasy themes. 65. Yeah, we're true to size on this one. Let's look at the diamonds next. See, what are our special drills? That's what I'm always most interested in. Beautiful muted tones. I love this color palette. All right. There we go. Yeah, pale greens, pale pinks, some pale grays. I think this is so dreamy and so soothing, like very calming, soothing to look at, and I imagine as well to work on. Hold on. We are starting off with 2 big bags of our first special drill, which is a fairy dust Z3865. You can see that pearlescent coating on these gives them a very subtle shimmery effect. And this white is just like a classic special drill. I like that a lot. I forget what I was saying. Oh, square drills like Sif. So hopefully that's going to give us a nice level of detail. I feel like often Diamond Art Club does more landscape style pieces with square drills because kind of the effect, the more completed look where there's no canvas shown behind it, kind of works well for landscapes, I think. Here's our next special drill though, Z415. 2 big bags of this light gray special drill. I wonder if this is going to be in the sky. I feel like a sky like this one in landscapes, they often will do a fairy dust sometimes to give it a little bit of extra shimmer, a little bit of glow, which the original artwork definitely has kind of a glowy effect. So I don't know why. Even when I'm doing this for a video, when I'm going through the drill colors, I'm often in the back of my head going, I'm guessing that this special drill is going to go in this part of the image, and then trying to see if I'm right or not. By the way, here's one of those 6000s range colors. You can see again, there's not a special drill coating on this one, but apparently the shade of purple does not exist in the DMC. So Diamond Art Club made it instead. We got to get to some more special drills soon. Yep, there we go. We have Z3354, another fairy dust color. That is just a beautiful pale pink. Not super pale, like a pastel pink. I like that color a lot. I'm a pink fan. Ooh, oh, that's really pretty. Our next, I think this might be our last fairy dust color, Z368. That is a really pretty muted green color. Fairy dust. What is our AB going to be? That I do not know. I may have been like a pink AB in the flowers, maybe something in the dragon. I don't know. I'm very curious. These are the colors we just have the littlest amounts of. Again, Diamond Art Club does not do these in order of DMC. They do them roughly in order of weight or amount. It must be in this little straggler strand over here. All right. Oh, here we go. We have a purple AB, AB554. ABs again have that iridescent coating that's a lot more sparkly than the fairy dust diamonds are, but is going to stand out more and draw your eye to the areas it's been charted. All right, and there is the end. Give me a quick sec, as always, to take a look at where these special drills go. I will be right back. Quick reminder of our special drills. We had a white fairy dust, pink fairy dust, light gray fairy dust, and a pale green fairy dust. And then we had a light purple AB color. Now the white one's the easiest to tell because the only white color in this kit is the white fairy dust. So the white you see in the water going up and in the background back here, that is all white fairy dust. It's also this white color that's over here on this bottom right corner. So color block that white fairy dust to your heart's content. Now the light green fairy dust color, this one's a little harder to kind of point out, but it's this kind of like medium toned green color right here. Not the lightest, but the one right next to it. There's a bunch of it right there. There's little patches of it down here. And there's a good amount of it in this light green color here on the cliffside. Just a whole bunch of that light green fairy dust color. There's also some of it here on this side of the cliff as well. It's light green color there. And then the pink fairy dust color is going to be in some of the pink areas of these trees, the blooms on these trees. It's not everywhere. It's just a few spots that really stand out. So there's little bunches of it. I think little bunches of flowers, basically. Like this light pink color where my finger is light pink fairy dust. And so there's bunches of it, like 4, 5, 6 at a time. There's a dozen of them over here in these areas. There's some in the light pink right there as well as there. And there's a bunch over in this tree. The lightest pink color that is really standing out. That's just a bunch of that pink fairy dust in there. There's also some of the pink fairy dust in this tree. It's one of the light pink colors. A little bit of the light pink fairy dust there. And then a bunch over in this tree up here. The gray fairy dust, which remember we had 2 good sized bags of. That's going to be one of the gray colors in the water. It's right on the edge of the water here, the edge of the water there, a few gray spots in here. There's also a patch of it over here. And then these light gray patches where my finger is here, that's also going to be more gray fairy dust. It's all throughout here. And also this kind of medium toned gray color, there's a good chunk of it there as well. More in the water on the edge right here as well as here. And little patches of it in this light gray right here and here. Here we're starting to get, and I think, into maybe more sky, or maybe the edge where the waterfall is like meeting the sky. So there's a bit of it right here. Again, we're still in the gray fairy dust in these kind of gray areas. A bit of it here as well. There's also some of it in the dragon. So the dragon does get some special drills. It's this light gray color in the dragon's body and a bit of it in the dragon's head. Yay for special drills in our dragon friend. It's this particular gray color right here, as well as it is in the sky, kind of the clouds sitting here. There's a nice big line of it here, multi-place away on that one as well. It's this particular gray color in the sky. Again, color blocking galore here as well. There's a bit of it up here at the top. It's this gray color, there's some confetti with it there. And then the last patch of that gray fairy dust is going to be over here. This gray color, again, it's kind of like clouds-ish around the mountains. We have more of the white fairy dust here, by the way, and this is all white fairy dust too. Last but not least, we have that light purple AB, our only AB in this kit, and it almost reads as pink in the camera. It's this light color in these flowers of these trees. This one here, there's a bunch of it. There's a little bit of it down here. There's a little patch of it right there. I don't think there's none right here. There's a little patch of it. There's like 6 of them right here. This little branch overhanging the waterfall. And right there. A little bit of it right here. How about over here? Yeah, there's a couple little like bunches of flowers that have that purple AB there. A few spots in this tree here. And up here as well. That light, again, it reads almost pink in camera. It's a light purple AB up here. So those are our special drills in this one. I like them a lot. I feel like it's about what I expected. I'm like, yay, I got some of them right. This one, you guys, looks really, really pretty. And Diamond Art Club does do a really nice job with Scot Howden's artwork and with landscapes. So I think this is going to be really dreamy once it's complete. This was DragonLand. This one right now, as of when I'm recording, is sold out. But like I mentioned, you can sign up for a back in stock notification. That way you are one of the first to find out if and when it does restock. And hopefully that is sooner than later. We don't really know how quickly Diamond Art Club will restock it, but hopefully you're able to get your hands on it if you did miss out. But yes, that's DragonLand. I'm going to go ahead and pack this one up, and I'll be back with our third and final kit. Last, but of course not least, we have Rose Trellis Inn by Randal Spangler. It is always a delight to see one of Randal Spangler's houses come out. And this one, it's a little bit different. I feel like most of the ones we've seen so far have been seasonal themes. And this is more dipping into like his inns, and he has like some libraries and cafes, those kinds of themes. So really looking forward to getting a look at this one. It is going to be quite a bit bigger than the others. It's going to be more of like a bit of a panel style. All of his house pieces are pretty large, so you want to be ready for that. 69.9 by 97.8 centimeters, or 27.6 by 38.6 inches rather. Of course, we're going to have square drills on this one as well, so getting in all that detail. Another really colorful piece, 87 colors with 3 ABs and 2 fairy dust and over 110,000 diamonds in this one. All the how-tos and all that good stuff we did go over with Sif unboxing that particular kit. So a reminder to go and take a look at the beginning of that kit's unboxing if you do want to see me talk more in depth about the basics of what Diamond Art Club's kits have to offer. But we're going to take a look at this one. And what's that paper thing? By the way, Diamond Art Club did relatively recently update their boxes, and now instead of having each of the individual boxes with the artwork printed on the box itself, they now have sleeves. And I've seen some people talking about having a hard time with keeping the sleeves on the boxes when they take the plastic off. And I am a big proponent of just doing those cuts in the plastic at the top and otherwise leaving the box in the plastic, because then that keeps the sleeve in place and makes it a lot less of a headache to deal with. So just a suggestion if that's not something you have given a try. Okay, so toolkit, we're gonna skip that. But of course, we're gonna see, what is our treasure quest card? Are we gonna be 3 for 3 on bronze? We surely are. That is my luck, which is fine. It really is completely fine. I'm just super thankful that I get to unbox these kits for you guys. So anyway, treasure quest card. You get to scratch off that for that code that you can redeem for rewards, secondary rewards. They still have a really generous rewards program in general. So like that everyone has access to with like points back and stuff. So anyway, here's the original artwork. It's so cozy. It's really cozy. Our color palette, more in the way of jewel tones, it looks like, darker colors. Our special drills we will look at once we actually open up the diamonds. We'll have those 3 ABs and those 2 fairy dusts, and a handful of 6,000 range colors in this one as well. Okay, biggest kit of the 3 by far. I noticed when I was pulling it out of the box there, it was wanting to stay wedged in there. So I am going to need some serious luck to get this packed back up after this is over. Oh my gosh. Look at that moon. My moon-obsessed youngest child would tell us all about that moon phase. A waxing crescent or a waning crescent. This is so pretty. Ooh, look. You're going to get some line blocking in that house. Alrighty, this is a big one. I am, in a moment, I'm going to show you a whole picture of it, but let me first go ahead and give you a look at it as is. There is so much detail in this one. In each of the windows, it seems like there's something a little different going on. Ooh, we've got lots of landscapey goodness going on in the sides though. But what a fun and cozy house. All right, friends. Take a look at the screen if you want to see a picture of the entire canvas and frame, since it is a bit large for me to share with you here. Let's look up close together at the canvas, see what the rendering looks like up close, and see how much confetti we are looking at. We have flowers lining the front yard and walkway. You have oodles of confetti to look forward to there, and some line blocking on these steps and everything as well. But I'll tell you what, Diamond Art Club, again, this is another artist that is tried and true. Randal Spangler's been at DAC. He's one of the OGs. He is fantastic and always is really involved with the community too, which is really fun. I always fangirl a little bit when I see artists interacting with the community, and Randal Spangler is one of those. And is still actively creating new artwork too. So he's most well known for his draglings. I meant to look at the original artwork and see if he tucked his draglings into this one, because sometimes even with the houses, he'll incorporate them. But this is one of his more, I don't know, it's a different style of piece with the house artwork. I have unboxed several of the other houses, the seasonal houses on my channel, if you wanted to take a look and see what those are. I think Diamond Art Club still has most of those not discontinued. We have some color blocking at the top, so just like DragonLand, the top in the sky, you will have a little breather with some color blocking there. But otherwise, this really is a very confetti heavy canvas, friends. You're going to get a break with some line blocking in the house, which is really nice. So there are areas of that will go a little faster, but all of the flowers, the landscape, and like the little details in the windows, you're definitely looking at more confetti. This is going to be a bigger undertaking, but that means that you get to just enjoy a project that much longer when it is bigger. But if you're like me, you like to know what you're getting into. Like, is this going to be a more like time intensive project, or is it going to be a little snack size with color blocking that's going to be zippy? Overall, the 3 kits in this unboxing video, I think, have all been a little bit more on the bigger commitment side. Sif, the least of the 3, but that canvas is just smaller. Anyway, big pack of diamonds here, friends. Let's look at these colors and see what special drills Diamond Art Club's put in this one. My guesses are maybe I haven't looked at the symbols, swear. Maybe some of the light symbols, like in the outlines of like the windows and the roof and stuff. I would put money on some in the flowers for sure. And maybe, I don't know, maybe some like the yellows or maybe one of the red colors. I don't know. Let's find out. You're looking at you're gonna need some big storage to put all these diamonds in, because not only is it a big kit, but you have 87 different colors. I am a big fan of Elizabeth Ward storage containers. I love how customizable they are. They're also stackable. They store flat, and so if you need multiple trays, which a canvas like this, you absolutely would need a couple of those trays. They just stack really neatly on top of each other, so they're really space friendly. And they come with a variety of different sizes of storage containers. So if you have colors like, 317, we've got 2 bags of, so you might want to put it in a medium-sized container. Or in that first strand, we had, 4 bags of 310 or something. You can use one of the large size little containers. So I'll try to remember to link to where I get them on Amazon. I wait for them to go on sale. I feel like you can usually get them for between $20 and $25 a tray, with the tray and a set of the storage containers that come inside the tray. That's about the lowest I see them tend to go. But a lot of times they'll just be standard price of like $30, $35, $35, $40. Don't spend that. Okay, anyway, sorry, huge tangent. Here is finally our first special drill. We do have a pretty red color Z600. This is a red with a little bit of a pink hue to it. So again, we have that fairy dust glittery coating that gives it a subtle shimmery effect. What is your favorite special drill of the ones that Diamond Art Club offers? The only ones we've seen today have been fairy dust and ABs, but they do have more. You don't see them nearly as often. They have iridescent diamonds that are like crystals, and they also have electro, which are like metallic. And then a newer special drill they have are frosted diamonds, which have kind of a matte finish to them. Those you don't see frequently at all. They also have glow in the dark, but I almost don't count those because they just look like regular diamonds unless the lights are off, and I'm not typically looking at my paintings with the lights off. Here is our next special drill. We have AB 954 with that iridescent coating. It is kind of a tealish green color. And we have another AB coming up. We have a pale aqua AB, AB 3756. I feel like I've seen this AB a lot, or at least worked with it a lot. It feels very familiar to me. And And our last strand here, we have a cherry red AB, AB666. So we do have another red shade special drill. And then do we not have, there should be one more fairy dust color, unless I missed, oh no, here it is. I think this is our last special, it is. Our last special drill is this kind of pale yellow, really muted yellow fairy dust color, Z3821. I am definitely, oh wait, we're not to the end of the strand. Sorry, you guys. I'm just like, last special drill, let's go. I am gonna need a minute to go ahead and look through the canvas, especially when we're talking about the level of confetti I'm seeing in this. Yeah, I'm gonna need a sec to find these special drills. Wish me luck, I will be back. Vast majority of these special drills are going to be in the bottom half of this canvas, mostly in the flowers and floral arrangements. We have the really pale yellow fairy dust color, the kind of deeper red fairy dust with kind of a little bit of a pink hue to it, the pale blue aqua AB, the kind of aqua green AB, and then the bright red AB. So let's start down here. And the bright red AB is the one that really pops the most. So you can see there's bits of this bright red AB in this bush, at the base of each of these bushes. There's like 2 here, 1 there. There's a handful sprinkled in this bush. Again, it's a bright red color. These bushes, a little bit here in the trellis, in this bush as well. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bright red ABs in the word rose in this little mark down here. And as we keep going up, the bright red you see in the hanging flowers, that is going to be bright red AB. There's a bunch in these. And then in these floral arrangements as well, we have bright red AB and a line of it right there. And then as far as, let's talk about our green kind of aqua AB. It is this bright green color you see in the lawn here. These lines here, there's some lines of it there. The bright aqua green color you see here, so just lines of it. You're gonna line block your way through that, and then sprinkles of it in a couple of these bushes, like in this one, a little bit here along the walkway, and sprinkled in here. There's a little bit in the, I don't know if that's a bush or the sign technically, and a few of it over in this bush, a little bit right there in that bush. Man, this confetti, I promise I am doing my level best. There's no way I'm going to catch everything. There's one in the center of this arrangement. There's a little bit sprinkled in the trees over there. This is, again, the greenish aqua color. There's one in this arrangement over here. A little bit right here. There's 3 right there. And I think that's that. I don't think there's any up in the top half. Okay, then we have our blue aqua AB. We're called light blue. It's way easier to go with that. Light blue AB. This one was really hard to find for as far as having it stand out to me. It's this light color over here. We have a unicorn, right? That is what that is, isn't it? It sure is. Okay, so unicorn has some of that light blue AB in its horn and outlining it. This little rabbit friend here does as well. I'm looking to see in this original artwork, are the draglings hiding in here? We have some of his fairies. Those are really characteristic of his artwork as well. I'm like, I want to zoom in on the artwork to see. Okay. And then in these bushes, we have some of that light blue AB color. There's also some of it. So we go over sprinkled in these bushes. I think we did in the little rabbit friend. A bunch in this bush as well. And it's not in these light lines. Like I originally thought, oh, maybe there will be a special drill in the light lines on the house. There's not. I was incorrect on that. But this fairy has some of that light blue AB. This fairy does as well. Each of the little fairies has some of that light blue AB. And then the moon is mostly made up of light blue AB as well, as is, the fairy here and this fairy here. So that light blue AB, I think that's a really good one. That's Chef's Kiss. That works really well. And then we have 2 more left. We have the really pale yellow fairy dust color, which since we're coming back down from the top, there's some of that yellow fairy dust sprinkled in these floral arrangements. There is some in these floral arrangements in these yellow spots. There's like one in the center of these flowers. There's some by the flowers and the unicorn over here. Here as well, these floral arrangements. And here, it's just like little sprinkles. There's like half a dozen, as well as right here. Last but not least, we have that deeper red fairy dust color with just a hint of pink to it. This is the one I think we had probably the most of. There are sprinkles of it in some of these darker red colors, just a couple here and there. And then these little hearts, really, those are just color blocked deep red fairy dust, as are the deep red here. The deep red colors over here, it's the ones that pop out to you. Well, as much as they can from further back. There's little lines of it here and here, and a little bit in these flowers on the side of the trellis. And then there's lines of it in the house. I'll show you up close and then further away, but it's gonna make the house have a little bit of a shimmery effect. Now, it's not gonna be super in your face, but it is gonna be there. It is the spade symbol. It's the only one in the mix that is a black symbol on a red background, and that is going to be that fairy dust color. So you can see lines of it in the house, sprinkles of it in the hanging flowers there. And it's, yeah, various lines in this house. There's a lot of different colors and textures to the reds on the sides of this house. And I think having that fairy dust color is going to work well and give it just that added texture and look to it. It's some of the lines up here as well. None in the chimney or none any higher than that, but just a few here and to there. Yeah, I like it. I actually really like it. My favorite has got to be the light blue AB in the fairies. I think that's such a pretty choice and is going to help those pop. And then the unicorn too. The unicorn is a fun little hidden creature. So if you guys got this one, or if you're more familiar with this artwork and know if Dewey and Dagmar, any of Randal Spangler's draglings are incorporated into this that I am missing, please do let me know, because some of you really, really know his artwork and his style way better than I do. And I would love to hear your thoughts and insight in the comments below. So this is a look at Rose Trellis Inn. Unfortunately, just like DragonLand, this one is sold out right now, but it'll be linked below and you can sign up for a restock notification. And I really, really hope you're able to get your hands on it if and when it does restock. This is one of those, the Randal Spangler houses will often sell out quickly, and so I definitely recommend signing up for those email notifications so you're one of the first to hear about it, and are hopefully you get the email at like the time when it's like you have the budget and you see the email and are able to snag it. But I hope that this video was helpful in you getting to see it so you can decide if it's one you want to make sure you snag if and when it does restock. Actually, this is the end of the video because this is the last kit we're looking at. Just generally, I hope that this was really helpful and fun for you guys. I enjoyed getting to take a look at these kits. Thanks again to Diamond Art Club for sending these over. I do apologize that they were late. I have my fingers crossed that maybe things are back in stock at the warehouse. I'm going to be more on time for you guys, but I do still, like I said, I hope that this was helpful. I know it can be sometimes frustrating to see these belated sneak peek unboxings, but I try to make them enjoyable to take a look at these canvases anyway. If you aren't wanting to necessarily wait for a restock, there are some Destash groups out there on Facebook that you can take a look at. Sometimes they'll pop up on even like Marketplace or third-party sites like Mercari or eBay, and you can try some of those to try to track these down. Always buy, sell, trade safely though, friends. But let me know, you guys. I'm going to wrap it up because I've been talking your ear off for a while. Let me know what you guys think of these kits. Did you grab any of them when they stocked here these go back like a month, I think. But did you grab any of these when they released? Did you put them on your wish list for later? Or are you just going to enjoy them vicariously through others? Any and all of the above are fabulous choices. I just, like I said, enjoyed sharing these with you today. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more diamond painting videos from me, please subscribe. I do unboxings and reviews, weekly whip and chats, and a variety of how-tos and tutorials as well. It's all diamond painting here all the time, and I would love to have you here. Either way though, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing very well and that you have a day and a week as wonderful as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye guys.